Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Friends, before going into the details of the war, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. Please support by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. We are a strong community. The new light tactical vehicle concept by Ukrainian company Ingar Defense, with a machine gun or a 122mm missiles launcher or brimstone. The Ukrainian company Ingar Defense offers the concept of an armored vehicle that will be equipped with various combat modules and launchers. The Ukrainian company Ingar Defense showed the concept of its Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, JLTV, or Light Tactical Vehicle in 4x4 and 6x6 versions on their Facebook account. The tactical and technical characteristics of these vehicles have not yet been revealed. However, it's possible to see, judging from the photo, what options and equipment the company offers for the vehicle. So, in the basic trim, with a 4x4 wheel formula, the vehicle is shown with a remote-controlled combat module with a machine gun. In addition to the machine gun, the 4x4 version of the vehicle is also presented with other combat modules, with the Amulet combat module by Ukraine's Luch Design Bureau, as well as with a 30mm gun. The company also offers options based on a 4x4 vehicle, such as a demining complex, a vehicle for launching and controlling drones, or radio-electronic countermeasures. In the 6x6 version, the car is offered in two options so far. With a launcher for 40 units of 122mm missiles, as in the BM-21 Grad MLRS, as well as the most interesting version with a launcher for 4 brimstone missiles. IRS crime fighting arm takes on new tasks during Ukraine war. Republicans have conflated the Criminal Investigation Division's armed agents with the unarmed IRS auditors. Washington. The crime fighting arm of the IRS, which tracks financial crimes and hunts down pricey properties of sanctioned Russian elites, identified more than $32 billion in funds during the past fiscal year for eventual seizure, the agency reported Thursday. Jim Lee, chief of IRS Criminal Investigation, said that's a huge amount, 3 times what was identified in the previous year. And the amount of money seized in stolen cryptocurrency, more than $7 billion, doubled from the previous year, he said. The division's annual report sheds light on how it has added new responsibilities, like investigating sanctioned Russian oligarchs, to its priorities as Russia wages war on Ukraine. It has opened 20 investigations of sanctioned people since it joined the Justice Department-led Task Force Kleptocapture in March. The task force targets Russian oligarchs and others who evade sanctions. Lee said the increase in money identified, and the changing nature of how crimes are perpetrated, have posed a challenge to the little-understood agency within Treasury. As a division, Lee said, we are nimble and able to shift quickly. The division has come under increased scrutiny in recent months, particularly when Congress was debating the Inflation Reduction Act, which gives the IRS $80 billion in additional funding. Republicans have conflated the Criminal Investigation Division's armed agents with the unarmed IRS auditors who go over financial filings for the federal tax collector. Those comparisons are misleading and false. Not only is it wildly inappropriate, but it's dangerous, Lee said. Much of the international success of Special Agents stems from a robust and aggressive international program that includes 11 foreign posts and memberships in multiple international task forces, the annual report states. Agents work alongside the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Joint Criminal Opioid Darknet Enforcement Task Force, and other entities. Among seizures this past year, the agency assisted in the investigation that led to the February arrest of Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan for an alleged conspiracy to launder cryptocurrency that was stolen during the 2016 hack of virtual currency exchange Bitfinex, valued at approximately $4.5 billion, the largest single financial seizure in government history. And in August, Alexander Vinnik, a Russian citizen and an alleged operator of the illicit cryptocurrency exchange BTCE, was charged in California with operating a cybercrime and online money laundering firm, alleged to have laundered more than $4 billion. If you get in the crosshairs of an IRS special agent, Lee said, it's highly likely you're going to jail. Pope Francis joins religious leaders at Bahrain Forum with Russia's war in Ukraine raging. Pope Francis joined Muslim, Christian and Jewish leaders Friday in calling for the world's great religions work together for peace, telling an interfaith summit that religion must never be used to justify violence and that faith leaders must counter the childlike whims of the powerful to make war. On his second day in the Gulf Kingdom of Bahrain, Francis closed out a conference on East-West dialogue sponsored by King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. For all the latest headlines, follow our Google News channel online or via the app. Sitting with him in the secure royal palace grounds were leading Muslim imams, the spiritual leader of the world's Orthodox Christians, and U.S. rabbis who have long engaged in interfaith dialogue, as well as the king. Speaker after speaker called for an end to Russia's war in Ukraine and the start of peace negotiations. King Hamad, for his part, urged a coherent effort to stop Russia's war in Ukraine and promote peace negotiations, for the good of all of humanity. Sheikh Ahmed Al-Tayeb, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, joined Francis in Bahrain. In his prepared remarks, he called Friday for an end to Russia's war, to spare the lives of innocents who have no hand in this violent tragedy. Al-Tayeb also called for Sunni and Shia Muslims to engage in a similar process of dialogue and try to heal any differences, saying Al-Azhar was prepared to host such an encounter. Let us together stop any talk of hate, provocation and excommunication, and set aside ancient and modern conflict in all its forms and with all its negative consequences, he said. Later Friday, Al-Tayeb was to meet privately with Francis and participate in a larger gathering at the mosque in the royal palace with the Muslim Council of Elders, which he heads. EU's Borrell urges Iran to end arms deliveries to Russia. We insist on Iran to stop providing arms to Russia. Iran denies it, but Ukrainians have been providing evidence of these drones, says Bloc's foreign policy chief. The EU's foreign policy chief Josep Borrell on Friday called on Iran to end its military support to Russia in the war against Ukraine. We insist on Iran to stop providing arms to Russia. Iran denies it, but Ukrainians have been providing evidence of these drones, Borrell said on the sidelines of the group of 7 foreign ministers meeting in the western German city of Munster. His remarks came in the wake of statements by NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, who also expressed concern on Thursday. We also see that Iran is offering drones and considering supplying ballistic missiles to Russia, said Stoltenberg, adding, "This is unacceptable. No country should support Moscow in this illegal war." A staunch ally of Moscow, Tehran has so far denied supplying arms to Russia. Meanwhile, Borrell also condemned the security crackdown on anti-regime protesters in Iran and vowed to continue supporting the demonstrators. We have to express our strong support to the demonstrators, especially the women, the courageous women in Iran, he added. Iran has been rocked by protests since mid-September after the custodial death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, who was arrested by the country's morality police for allegedly violating the Islamic dress code. Russia uses Kursk nuclear power plant to store missile weapons and drones. Ukrainian intelligence officials suggest that Russia is using the Kursk nuclear power plant, KNPP, to store and maintain Iranian-made ballistic missiles and drones. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.